Gambia's Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Sidi Keita, on Friday, 13th December 2024, tabled the country's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the fiscal year 2025. As he introduces the appropriation bill before lawmakers for consideration and enactment, the Finance Minister also outlines government fiscal policies and programs for the year. In his speech, Sidi Keita told the lawmakers that, among other things, the 2025 budget seeks to support economic development through the provision of quality services in agriculture, education, and other development sector. Here is an excerpt.
The 2025 budget is anchored on reduction of the overall fiscal deficit, aimed at achieving debt sustainability while enhancing economic development. For this reason, the government intends to continue the drive towards rationalization of expenditure, improve domestic revenue mobilization, restructuring domestic debt, and focusing on concession financing of infrastructure projects identified in the Recovery Focus NDP. On the spending side, the 2025 budget seeks to support economic development through the provision of quality services in agriculture, education, health, infrastructure development, and the modernization of the public administration for a more inclusive and resilient growth. Emphasis is being placed on building the human capital base through investment in education, health, support poverty spending, including emergency relief and the ongoing investments in infrastructure and energy. To this end, the theme of the 2025 budget is bolstering economic growth and reducing vulnerabilities while ensuring fiscal sustainability.
The Finance Minister further informs Parliament that the 2025 total government expenditure is projected at $47.4 billion, representing an increase of 21% from the 2024 budget. Here is the Minister again.
Non-tax revenue is expected to increase by 45% in 2025 compared to 2024, mainly due to an anticipated receipt of $50 million as a payment for the second tranche of the Senegambia Bridge Asset Recycling Program. In terms of grants, $12.6 billion is envisaged as project grants and $3 billion as budget support. The bulk of the budget support is expected to come from the World Bank, that's $2 billion, and the European Union, which is 13.5 million euros. Expenditure. In line with the envisaged resource envelope, the 2025 total government expenditure is projected at $47.4 billion, representing an increase of 21% from the 2024 budget. Of the total expenditure, 31.2 will be recurrent and 16.2 billion will be capital and net lending. Personnel emoluments, use of goods and services, subsidies and transfers, and capital are expected to increase by 20%, 31%, and 35% respectively. The projected increase in the personnel emoluments expenditure from the approved figure of 7.4 billion in 2024 to 8.8 billion in 2025 is largely driven by the projected 1.4 billion impact from the proposed increase in salaries and allowances and the increase of transport and residential allowances. The increase in the personnel emolument is due to an average increase of 30% in the salaries of the core civil service. In addition, transport and house rent allowances will be increased from 1,500 to 3,000 and from 1,700 to 3,500. These increases in allowances will apply to grades 1 to 8 under the integrated pay scale of the civil service. Consequently, the government has developed a new integrated pay scale to reflect these changes, and the scale is